In lesson 5-7, we're going to measure elapsed time. So what is elapsed time? Elapsed time is just how much time has passed. The trick with elapsed time is that oftentimes you're going to have to kind of convert the units because you're going to get more than what you need. And this is going to happen in example 1. So I'm going to scroll down. We're going to add these units of time. During soccer practice, the team spent 25 minutes doing drills, 40 minutes playing, and took a 10-minute break in the middle. How long did soccer practice last? So first thing, we're going to add up all the minutes. 25 plus 40 plus 10 gives you 75 minutes. Well, 75 minutes is more than an hour. So you have to think about how many minutes equal an hour? That's 60. So we're going to take 75 and write it as 60 plus how many extra? 15. So that 60 minutes becomes 1 hour and 15 minutes. So soccer practice lasted 1 hour and 15 minutes. Because you wouldn't say that it lasted 75 minutes. You would turn it into hours and minutes. So that's the trick with elapsed time, is you have to change your units a little bit. So now let's try a harder one where you actually have to look at 2 different time amounts. So if a movie began at 7:22 and ends at 9:08, estimate the length of the movie. Now they're nice and they said estimate. So we're going to round our 2 numbers because it said estimate. So 7:22 is about, we'll round, that's less than half an hour, so we'll say that's about 7. So that's about 7 hours after 12 o'clock. 9:08 is really close to 9. So that's about 9 hours after 12. So 9 is 2 hours past 7, so the movie's about 2 hours long. That's estimating. So now you're going to try the quick checks. Quick check number 1 is just like example 1. You study 47 minutes for math and 39 minutes for social studies. What's the total time you spend studying? So first find the total minutes, and then remember to change into hours and minutes. Don't leave your answer as minutes if your answer is more than 60. Number 2, estimate the number of hours. So you're just estimating here. So take what these times are close to. Are they closer to 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock? Is this one closer to 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? So round your 2-hour amounts and then find the number of hours between those 2. So again, you're estimating. So we're not looking for an exact answer. So pause the video and try those quick checks before moving on. Now in example 3, we're actually going to calculate the elapsed time. So we're not going to estimate. So to find the elapsed time between 10:15 a.m. and 2:40 p.m., it's tricky when 12 o'clock noon falls between your 2 times. You're changing from a.m. to p.m. So first, you need to find the elapsed time from 10:15 to noon. So 12 o'clock is, we're going to rename here, it's 11 hours and 60 minutes because 60 minutes makes 1 hour. And 10:15 is 10 hours and 15 minutes. We can leave that. Now you're going to subtract your 2 numbers. 11 hours minus 10 hours is 1 hour. And 60 minus 15 is 45 minutes. So we're going to add the ending time to the elapsed time. So the 10:15 to noon was 1 hour and 45 minutes. And 2:40 is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So now I can add these 2 together, but I get 3 hours and 85 minutes. Well, 85 minutes is more than an hour, so I have to rename. So 85 minutes, let's do that over here, they didn't really leave space. 85 minutes is 60 plus 25. Remember, we use 60 because that's 1 hour. So that becomes 1 hour and 25 minutes. So 3 hours plus the 1 hour gives you 4 hours and 25 minutes. So there are 4 hours and 25 minutes between the two times. So pause the video and fill that in before moving on to the next part. Okay, now we're going to do elapsed time on a table. You arrive at the Glenmont bus stop at 8 a.m. and you buy a ticket for the next bus. How long will you wait for the next bus? Well, let's look at the table. The bus runs every, we're at Glenmont. Okay, so you have to look at the right column. So we're looking at the Glenmont column. And the bus runs every, how many minutes is this? This is 15 minutes. So if we arrive at 8 o'clock, you arrived how many minutes after 7:55? Well, 8 o'clock is 5 minutes after that. So if it's every 15 minutes, you arrived 5 minutes in, you have to wait 10 more minutes until the next bus. Then what time will you arrive at the Reedville bus stop? Okay, well, the next bus will leave they run every 15 minutes, so 7:55 plus 15 more minutes is going to give me 70 minutes, which will be 70 minutes is 60 plus 10, so that's another hour. So put the 7 and the 1 together. So the next bus will leave at 8:10. The elapsed time of the bus ride, nope, that's not where I want to look. So the first run is from 7:40 to 8:15. So it's 8:15 minus 7:40. So how many minutes is that? 8:15 minus 7:40. If you want to borrow, 8 becomes a 7. There's 60 minutes in an hour, so I add 60 to 15 and I get 75. 75 minus 40 is 35. So you will arrive at 8:10 plus 35 minutes, or that makes 8:45 a.m. Okay, so elapsed time can get a little tricky. You just have to take it step by step. So now you're going to try the quick checks. So pause the video if you need to fill that in before moving on. So you have 2 quick check problems. Quick check 3, just find the elapsed time from 10 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. Now remember, when you change from a.m. to p.m., you have to do 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Get that? How many hours and minutes is that? And then you have to add that answer to 7:15. Number 4, it's a 5-minute walk from the bus stop in Reedville to a gym. You arrive at the bus stop at 4:30. What time do you get to the gym? So you have to look back at the chart, figure out how long you have to wait, how much time is going to be elapsed before you get there, and model it after example 4. So pause the video, try those quick checks, and we'll check your work in class.